Hello, we finally made it. It's the Cup Shockers. Lincoln City beating Ipswich Town 1-0 in a very boring game up against Dover Athletic. Both teams looking for a return. Well, Lincoln City looking for a return to the Football League, and Dover hoping to make the Football League this season. And the match has kicked off. And a few technical issues, and that should be everything okay.
You can remember seeking the win here that would take them for the time being at least 5 points clear at the top of the table. Dover victory would see them move level on points with Dagenham and Redbridge, who are fourth and fifth inside of the top of the national.
So excited, and people like themselves included that Forest Green would really be running away with the league this year. That hasn't been the case. Tranmere coming back into play under Mickey Mellon, as well as Chris Kinnear keeping up that fantastic season they had last year. And you think about the likes of Stefan Payne, Nicky Devidics,
For Dover Athletic, number 18 Arnold, number 2
so well to come back and still be competing.
27 Hurst, 15 Grind, 3 Thomas, number 5 former Gillingham player, Essiham, Connor,
We're looking to make the most of this opportunity. Adam Marriott, ordinarily we've seen Reed partnered by Theo Robinson up top.
25 Lefty and number 9
Stevenage over the summer. Adam Marriott, to remember, Adam, and you will too, when he was prolific in Cambridge City not that long.
He's an excellent player, Adam, and unfortunately just injuries have caught up with him. And for Dan Cowley, he's just trying to keep him fit. Starting the season, we saw them against Torquay, but Reed starting up front. His movement in and around the defence, creating space for the likes of Nathan Arnold to get forwards. Woodyard and Whitehouse tonight. He's a key figure, but unfortunately just too many injuries have really hampered his career.
All the links to the live footballs that I'm watching is in the link and in the description.
It's going to be a physical battle up there tonight with Fayette up against Raggy
And the
Porter.
teams are courtesy of the Big C Sports website. Don't really have to add that in. Things have already stopped going pear-shaped.
Dover in that front three.
Just gonna
The players
oh, we're
as
back
well,
online. I
who've
don't know
really
what's
bought
going
into all
on
of this.
with the image, why it's not
Whether they
fitting
can
the
maintain it
screen.
now, of course.
Is the live stream
It's,
working?
Again, another busy weekend in the National League.
As there's
We've
an
got a cross-border
injury.
derby as Wrexham make the short trip to Chester. Just 3 points between Gateshead and Aldershot, who
Good.
meets in the northeast. Southport against North Ferriby. A big game at the
Still
bottom end of the
looking like
table.
that.
Tranmere go to Woking as well. Just a reminder that you
Well,
can
there's
see
nothing I can do
every goal
about
from
that.
this weekend's fifth-tier action.
It's a bit
The National
better.
League highlights show that on BT
Screen,
Sport 1
the image should be
at 10 o'clock
filling the
on
screen.
Sunday.
But the good news is it looks like
Good to see
the
Lafayette
stream's in the green.
back to his feet. I think there still has to be, though, Adam, a
Big match
question
in the
mark over whether he's fit
Championship.
to carry on here.
Sheffield Wednesday take on Brighton and Hove Albany.
He certainly seems in a lot of discomfort.
But I could not
not
not cover a live game featuring the Kent Club.
Certainly be keeping a close eye on him in the next couple of minutes.
So
The way that he's moving around the pitch,
hopefully
he's
we've
gonna
now
go
got
try
all
and
the
win
technical
kick-ons.
issues out the way. We can just watch the game as
10 league goals this season for
the goalkeeper
Ross
takes a
Lafayette.
kick. I think that's for Dover Athletic.
flicked
Yeah,
on
that's
by
for Dover.
Reed.
Dover tried to do it. No, that's Lincoln City, sorry.
He's touched
Lincoln
since that injury
City
for
playing
Lafayette.
in the red
Looking to get about the
and
pitch. Wide here
white
for Habigat.
stripes,
By Ricky
and
Mellon.
Dover in
Not
the
really
blue
got too much flow to it
jerseys,
in the
wearing
early
their
stages.
obviously
Certainly a stop-start
white
game, the
shorts
injury
and
to
white
Ross
stockings.
Lafayette has really got the flow of this game going so far.
All played in.
Push forward towards
I would say Lincoln
Reed.
City probably the favourites. Wasn't a great game on Tuesday night
Whitehouse
between
fell for
Ipswich
Waterfall.
and Lincoln City, but Lincoln scored
Hawkridge.
the goal that mattered.
Whitehouse. It's an England C international side
Holding the
from
pressure on
Newton
there for Mick
in
McCarthy.
October. Got more live
As
National
Dover
League
have
action
a
coming
throw
up
in
on
on
Tuesday.
their
Another
right
chance to see
side.
Lincoln actually. Here you go to Barrow.
On Tuesday we'll cover Lincoln again
Promotion chasers that also available
as they go
in
to
4K
Barrow in
UHD.
Furnace. looking for another 3 points. Hopefully a little bit more hearts with Dover Athletic. Would like to see Dover get a victory. Be nice to see another Kent club in the Football League.
On the 10th of January, Lincoln have played twice in cup competitions. This the Imps.
But my mind says Lincoln City, they'll carry that momentum from Tuesday night into this game. They're on the attack. Could this be the first goal? Yes, Lincoln City have taken the lead in under 8 minutes. It's not really a surprise, is it? Feels like it's going to be a hard slog for the Lily Whites of Dover. Well, we're guaranteed goals. It's a bad throwing, bold play into the middle. They're back defending, then it's moved up to the left. Little ball played, broad played, and it's headed in. Not the best of goals, but it's a goal. And Lincoln City carry off where they left off on Tuesday night. Maybe Dover Athletic should not have worn the blue of Ipswich.
Another key contribution, though.
I've got to say, Ipswich were awful on Tuesday night.
Step forward, it caused all sorts of confusion in the Dover box. That ball over. Own goal by Sterling has given Lincoln City the lead here at Sincil back. Here's Marriott. I have to say, I didn't sense a goal coming.
No, I'll tell you, literally a couple of minutes before, Adam, you mentioned it, the game hadn't really got going
And
yet.
Sterling, who has scored.
Scored twice the last time.
Now, I think goes down as an own goal.
BT Sport there. 4-1 victory at Maidstone.
Yeah, it's a Sterling own goal, number 16 for Dover. With the final deflection, poor defending that from Dover Athletic.
International on loan from Reading, making his league debut tonight for
Last thing Dover need to do is gift Lincoln City a goal, but they've got a throw in on their left. Put in long.
Looking to hit back immediately here.
And it's kicked away quite easily by Lincoln, but back with Dover, tried to head it back in, headed back out. It's all head tennis at the moment, and Lincoln City clear it upfield. Dover doing their best trying to control the ball, but Lincoln City giving them no time to get anything going. And that would be just a throw into Dover.
During the week, wasn't it, Nathan Arnold?
So he certainly enjoyed that goal against Ipswich. I think he's been an excellent signing for Dan Cowley since he brought him in for Grimsby. That national league quality that you're looking for to try and propel you out of the league. He's got a bit of a free role tonight defensively. They look to push him on their right hand side to try
in a really good position down on the left.
He's got that free role in that number 10 when they've got the ball, so you can come in off the line.
Well, they're right in front of the 18-yard area. All they got to do now is launch it in there, which they don't.
He's looking for his third promotion in the National League in 4 seasons as well. With Cambridge United.
Ball going to be swung in. It is by Dover. Anyone on the end of it? There it goes harmfully out for a goal kick.
Really got down the ball
and yes,
to play.
it is
really
freezing.
The channels to try and get the likes of Isaac Emmanuel and Ricky Miller into the game so far.
This time last year, Danny Cowley was juggling his commitments as a PE teacher with managing Braintree. Now he and
we're back up to 2 people.
Nationwide and signed new contracts here until 2021.
I do know that the National League doesn't exactly get the
success that they're having right now. Top of the National League in the
taste buds going for your football delights. But hey, you do get good games in the National League.
Lincoln supporters, it's a good challenge by Whitehouse.
I'll say a bit of a calm down, as Thomas takes his throw in for Dover. Again on that left side.
A few metres.
Blackhouse, the official, agreed.
Throw long, controlled by Dover. Need to get some passing going. Going to try on the right. There's no play on the right. So, I don't know what he was trying to do there, but he just hit the Lincoln City player. Can Lincoln bring it away? Chipped long on that left.
quickly and
for
early.
Lincoln
Abigail
City,
getting
good
forward
ball
for
played
Beckingham,
through,
in the middle, Marriott's in the middle.
and I
To the side
think
of
that's
Atheltic.
just gone
What a
out.
threat he is down that left-hand side.
It's a corner to Lincoln.
Sam Habigan is asking so many questions of Ricky Miller to track back. Forward man doesn't decide to go. Just had to
Got to say, when Lincoln City come forward, they do look a threat.
That was the ball he was going to play originally that led to the own goal. I thought he actually played the wrong ball that ended up Sterling putting
So
it
for
into the back of his
Sterling,
net.
for Dover not having a good game, he gave the corner away.
Is
Is he going to shoot for goal? The Lincoln player well in there from Dover. Good sliding challenge.
Coming in from Hurst.
Lincoln City put the ball back in, headed out.
Another early ball into the box. Woodyard got his head to it. This is
And it's still with Lincoln City. And Dover now going to maybe try and play that at defence.
Ricky Miller.
Coming down the left side with Ricky Miller. Back into the middle to their number 2. Trying to find Ricky Miller, but Lincoln should comfortably bring that ball forward. They're doing it nicely with some good passing.
Clear confidence about the play of Lincoln City here.
That's a good ball played on their right side from Lincoln City. Good ball played into the box, and the keeper for Dover Athletic just picks up. Arnold grabs that. It's a good bit of play that from Lincoln City. That's a good ball played into the 8-yard box. Maybe just a couple of yards short to the striker. For 40 minutes played, and Lincoln City do have the 1-0.
Physical differences that the two sides have here, of course, because Dover Athletic haven't played for 10 days, whereas Lincoln are playing their 3rd game in just under a week. How significant is that?
I think it certainly makes a big difference.
I'm going to tell you, they might have played 3 games in a week, Lincoln City, but they don't look tired. They're full of energy.
When you've got a good set of lads and good training sessions.
Of course, there's 2 Arnolds, number 28 for Lincoln City, and of course the goalkeeper for Dover Athletic.
Helps with your fitness, and just seems like, as you said earlier, they haven't played a game for 10 days, and it certainly tells.
Lincoln City on their left side, playing the ball nicely up.
101 goals have been scored, 102 now actually.
No, they've lost it, and it's still with Lincoln City, and they'll get a throw-in.
Well, certainly Chris Kinnear's side will give you great entertainment. Last season, they
been a few years of struggle for Lincoln City since being relegated from League 2, but they're on the up. They're coming back. Of course, Lincoln City were the first team ever to be relegated from the Football League back in the 87-88 season, replaced by now defunct Scarborough. The manager of that Scarborough team was the one and only Neil Warnock. Of course, Lincoln the following season won the GM conference, just picking Barnet to the post.
He's certainly a player that, you look at the likes of John Akindi, Danny Wright last season for Cheltenham. Big target men in this division can really help you propel promotion. We found out there Paul Benson as well for John Steele's side when they got promoted. He's been excellent. A lot of people ask about his physique and stuff, but
and of course Scarborough are the first team to come up from the Football League and go down.
Working with him every single day will only improve
And you can forget when Scarborough got relegated, just when it looked like it was Carlisle's. Up steps Glass, and he heads that famous goal in when he was on loan from Swindon to send Scarborough back into the non-league. Unfortunately, since then Scarborough fallen into financial troubles and they went bankrupt. These days known as Scarborough Athletic, nicknamed the Sea Dogs. And their main stand used to be sponsored by McCain's Oven Chips. Thrown to Dover, taken by Thomas, long throw. Oh, can they get it? No, and Lincoln just kick it away. Could this be a chance here for Lincoln? They've broken nicely, could have controlled the ball properly. And now it'll go back to Arnold for Dover Athletic. He'll probably just hoof it up the pitch.
They do go forwards.
Long hit. Not going to reach anybody.
Two problems here as well. Lafayette
Can Dover
allowing
do
it to bounce
something
back
here?
right. And now
The
Ricky
8-yard
Miller
box, but
for an
he has to
outside of
play
him.
it
It's
out.
by Atheltic Thomas.
Out to Thomas. Can he? No, not yet. He's trying to get around, but Lincoln have intercepted.
Long. Up to Reed.
Ball played long now. Lincoln playing it in the middle. Should be an easy one here on the left. Now he's going to play it. It's in the 18-yard box.
Hawkridge onto that right foot.
Oh, straight to the arms of Arnold.
Well, Connor Esson doesn't do enough. Stop Terry Hawkridge coming in on his right foot.
It's a good ball play.
They do go man for man.
Well, he turns in. I think he should have just played it straight in. No play the cross goal. There were two plays there waiting for Lincoln City. I would say that's an opportunity wasted by Lincoln City. He's made the wrong decision coming inside his right. So that was probably a relief to Dover Athletic, who now throw in.
Dan Cowley was saying to us ahead of this game, look, this is our bread and
out
butter.
on the right, and that's going to go out the way for a throw-in right inside their own half. Oh my word, that was bad from Hurst. That was some misplaced pass.
But this is where you want to be, rather than a quarter-final in the FA Cup. You're talking hypothetically, you want to be winning this division.
And another chance maybe for Dover. There's nobody there to support him. He's going it all alone. Now he's found somebody. Dover need to make more space. Oh, that is poor. It's very easy for Lincoln City to defend.
It's the first time Dover got a little bit controlled in midfield.
Dover attacks not mounting to anything, and that can just play back to the Lincoln keeper.
And all he wants to do is just get on that left foot of his and try and get a strike on Paul Farman.
Of course, this is Dover Athletic's second stint in the National League. Of course, they got promotion back in 92-93 to the Geovauxhall Conference. They actually first won promotion 2 years earlier, but the Crabble wasn't up to Geovauxhall Conference standards, which was a bit of a surprise. Then they were managed by Chris Kinnear, the brother of Joe Kinnear.
That's dedication for you, isn't it? Talked to us before the game about parking, as he described it, the FA Cup run that they're on into the.
And their eyes back to the National League was, of course, under Andy Hessenthaler and Nicky Southall. Who, of course, left over to come back as manager of Gillingham.
It's up towards Lafayette here.
There could be chances for not creating the space. Need to create some space here. Oh, and that's straight at the Lincoln City keeper.
Getting real power behind that Sam Magri. Again, like across Lafayette, not necessarily winning the headers, Adam.
I would say in the final third of Dover definitely had more possession, but have created absolutely nothing. Well, Lincoln, of course, have scored the only goal of the game.
Danny Cowley's side, 1-0 up here at Sincil Bank. Let's hear from him. He's speaking to Natalie.
Well, Danny, they seem to have started when they left off on Tuesday. Real high intensity. You must be really pleased with the start.
Yeah, it's been a good start. We've been high energy. We've been trying to get down their sides and get 2v1 combinations, which I think has worked for us. Just come off it in the last few minutes, so just a few technical errors, a little bit of sloppiness, so just need to make sure that we regain our focus.
Gifted with the goal, but you've had other opportunities.
Yeah, it was a good goal from us because we wanted to try to get combination playing 2v1s down in wide areas, and we managed to do that. Sam Abergan and Terry did great, and a little bit fortuitous how it went in, but there we go.
Thanks, Danny.
Pleasure.
It's about this fixture being a barrier.
I'm quite impressed with
the best teams and the best
why
players.
Lincoln are man marking.
To overcome those
There's
barriers.
some great energy actually
This first 23 minutes has gone for Lincoln.
in the
Known
middle
as
of the
their third game
park.
in less than a week. It's whether they can
City now have a free
keep it up.
kick
3
in
changes
their own
to the
half,
side tonight.
taken
2
long,
rested.
headed on, will
Headed
that
by Reed.
do anything? Can he get the cross
Whitehouse.
in? Will he win a corner? No, just
Now
plays it out.
Hawkins.
Ball swung back in,
Ball into the area too.
and that'll go out, I think, for a goal kick.
Plenty of threats coming from that Lincoln left.
Just a little bit off at the moment, Dover. Time for Terry Hawkins to get that ball in. So Grimes was tight enough to Matt Reed to put him off trying to get that header on target.
Well, his header was totally wide of the mark.
Question marks, perhaps over Dover defensively. They do have the most potent attack in the National
Goal
League as they
kick
look to hit
taken.
back here.
First of the ball will be
58
Dover.
goals scored in 28 games,
That's
so they
gone
average more
back
than
to
2 per
Lincoln
game.
City. Now Lincoln have a good chance
They're
here.
having to defend here. It's Arnold.
Oh, and that'll go into the away end.
Well, he certainly looked alive in the first 24 minutes. Nathan Arnold. Just talking about that position.
Long ball played, and he takes a wayward shot well over the bar.
Certainly played a factor, that ball going over the top. So going back to Dover, Adam, you can never write them off. Certainly the game we showed on BT Sport against Maidstone, very, very tight, but all of a sudden they've just got that quality in the final
could have taken
third.
it a bit further, or maybe waited for more
We're
support.
certainly aware that the front three can cause plenty of problems, and they will come back into the game. Lincoln can't keep up this pressure for the whole of 90 minutes. It's important.
Yeah,
they do step off. They
not
capitalise
on
on
his
that.
man on the right, and he's giving it away to Lincoln City.
Towards Marriott.
Lincoln got it in the middle.
Have again.
And Lincoln win a free kick.
By Moses Emmanuel.
Just inside their own half.
That's what Toby's on the right hand side, Ricky Miller. You can see the bottom of your screen, taking up that left hand side position.
Forward by
Looks like
Abigail.
inside Sincil Bank is about, no,
Flag up on the
I would
near
say
side.
for
Ball had been controlled
National
by
League games,
Adam
there's
Marriott.
over 5,000 to 6,000 in the ground. That is an unbelievable
Promotion
capacity,
race where every point
superb
will count, incredibly
for this
competitive.
level of
Precious little room
football,
for
the fifth tier
error
of
with
English
only one
football.
automatic slot, remember, available in the National League. Only the champions guaranteed a place in League Two. Lincoln top of the pile now. Dover 6 points behind them.
Throwing
Played 2
taken,
games more than the Imps
Dover
as well.
clear it upfield.
Let's see what Chris Kinnear has made of the first
In front of
26
their
minutes.
very
Speaking to
strange,
Nathan.
very small
Chris, 20
main
minutes left to
stand.
play the first half. Give us your overall thoughts.
We're a little bit slow to start. I think every little slight push is going against us, but
And the
I mean,
stand
that's what
opposite
we
is
would
a
think,
massive
wouldn't it?
5,000
Bad goals to give away,
Caterpillar
but there's still a
stand.
long way to go in this game.
As you say, unfortunate with the own goal. What do you need to do to get back into it in this
Well,
half?
just work a little bit harder. People make it runs. They know what they've got to do. They know what they've got to do. We've got a chance, as I say. Apart from the
Oh, Dover have to create a chance. They haven't created anything
Mentioned earlier that
so
he's
far
managed
in
more
this
than 1,000
game.
games, Chris Kinnear, but he insists he's as hungry now as he's always been. Still got that competitiveness about him. We spoke to him before the game, Adam. You can see
That'll be
that
just
coming
another
through. His
throw-in.
enthusiasm for the
Thomas
game's pretty
taking
infectious.
throw-ins. Throws it. Can he get it in? No, he can't.
In his times that he's been
But
here
still
as a
with
manager.
Dover
Great
gotta create
success
some
as well.
space down his
He's a
left.
good man to talk to.
He
We always
can't.
enjoy chatting to him to the games. The way that he sees the game,
Nah,
his philosophy,
comfortable,
and the style that
comfortable for
Dover play
Lincoln
is
City.
certainly unique.
Long clearance up the field,
It certainly works for them.
and
He's the
that'll
best
go
out of
back to
players.
Arnold in the
Talking about his
Dover
budget,
goal.
so you can probably only bring down a certain type
27
of player
minutes
to try
played.
and work within their schemes. And when they do come down, the likes of Stefan Payne, Nicky Davidix, unfortunately for them, they do well and they end up moving on.
Be concerned to see Ricky Miller brought down there, back to his feet now, though. Not been involved anywhere near as much as Stover and Chris Kinnear would have liked so far, Ricky Miller.
I just don't think they've just got enough time on the ball so far. Put together one or two
Nothing much
passes.
happening at the moment as Dover punt it
Played it long
downfield.
into the back four of
and
Lincoln.
win
That's what
another
they'll want,
throw-in.
apart from into Lafayette.
All I can say is Dover
There will be a
definitely
couple
winning
now
on
where they will
throw-ins
get to
in
the game, they will
this
settle.
first half.
As Chris just said, they're just half a yard off the pace at the moment.
And of course Thomas will take
That's
it.
where Thomas with the throw-in picks out Moses Emmanuel.
There's nowhere to go for Dover. It's cleared up
Got himself
field.
in front of Aswad Thomas there. forward was by Olu.
And Lincoln win a throw
Alex
themselves.
Woodyard, who's certainly been one of the standout players in a great season so
Could
far.
Dover turn this around and get a surprise win at Sincil Bank?
I guess this shows their strength in depth, doesn't it, Adam?
Oh,
Coming in
pretty
at
much
right back
Lincoln
today
City
with
wrapped up
Bradley
the
Wood
3
left out.
points.
They were talking to us before the game, Danny Cowley and Nicky, his brother, about how they do feel that they have got that strength and depth, which could be so important in the title race.
Well, that's what you need. You need to look to your bench when things aren't going right in 90 minutes, and then you can certainly look to freshen up the team when you're playing consecutive games. The trophies that they're still in. Alan Power's coming back into the side in central midfield, so we can certainly rotate with him when Power and
We're
Woodyard.
up to 3
Robinson rested for
people
tonight.
now.
Bring him back out of
Thank
Barry
you
to
very
decide
much
to
for
time the
dropping
Matt Rees.
in,
He's got
much
good options that you can certainly
appreciated.
rotate with.
Marriott quite squeezing through
It's
for
scrappy
Green,
there, but I
wins it
think
back again.
Lincoln are going to come away with it. No, it's Dover, middle,
Few forward in
played
this attack
short,
for
going
Dover.
right.
Hawkridge
No,
taking it away
still with
from
Dover.
Hurst.
No, won't go anywhere.
Miller is brought down.
But
That's good advantage there for the
Dover
referee.
on a free kick.
Ricky Miller being honest enough to stay on his feet.
Is
when he
this
just
the
cuts
moment for
inside.
Dover Athletic to get back in this game, get a foothold?
And Alex Woodyard then to create this foul, but this is where Dover can be dangerous. The size that they got out the back. Lafayette, Orlu, Grimes coming up.
Dover have scored in every one of their last 15
It's a bit
National
far
League
out.
games.
Could
These
Dover
teams,
score the
keep
free
them out
kick?
with Chester. They beat them 5-0 on the 1st of October. This a chance.
Don't be surprised if this is a shot from Ricky Miller.
Or is it going to sell high?
Almost half an hour gone at Sincil Bank.
Into the
Sterling own goal, the
crowd.
difference between these two promotion chasers.
Well, they're
here.
about to take it. Any minute now.
It's a long way out. Can the league's
He's going for
scorer do?
goal,
It's Troy.
and that didn't do anything. It's booted away.
Really.
Certainly chose the wrong option there, Ricky Miller.
They've lost it there.
Orlu.
Trying down the right, Dover. Easily Lincoln bringing the wine. I think they
Back up against Moses Emmanuel.
got a free kick for
Premier
offside.
League double header on BT Sport tomorrow. Begin at Anfield from midday as Liverpool host.
Should be an easy win for
Swansea.
Liverpool.
Then
They
it's down the
host
M62
Swansea
to
City
the
at
Etihad
Anfield.
for Manchester City against Tottenham.
I'll go
Both of those
5-0
fixtures
to
also
Liverpool,
available on
and Man
4K
City play
UHD.
Tottenham. Man City coming off the back of that 4-0 drubbing at Goodison Park. Tottenham on good
It
form
also
at the
came out on
moment.
top when these sides met at Crabble in September's reversed fixture.
I'm going to go, I don't know what the score's going to be, but I'm going to say a Tottenham win. Tottenham to win at the Etihad Stadium.
It's been a very different story so far tonight in Lincolnshire. Forward by Waterfall,
Long kick.
on ball by Sterling. I don't know about you, Adam, but when I think about these two teams,
Back to the
particularly
Lincoln
Dover, the first
keeper
thing
it
that springs
goes,
to
and
mind
he
is chances
hoofs
of
it
goals.
up.
Maybe we haven't had quite so many chances
Heads
you might have
up.
expected between these two.
And it'll be
Exactly, this is
Dover.
why they've been so prolific
I think Lincoln have
over
just
the last
won
few
a free
seasons.
kick.
This is why you can never ever write them off into the playoffs and possibly pushing Lincoln all the way.
I'm not going to totally wrong, it's a free kick
First time
to
in a long time
Dover
that I've seen
Athletic
Dover not
inside
really
the
create too
Lincoln
many
half.
chances in the first half an hour.
Right in the middle of the halfway. Launched up.
Long ball to Lafayette.
Again, nothing for Dover.
Header was by Waterfall.
Ball
What a
still with
season he's
Dover.
having alongside Sean Raggett, the former
I'm
Dover
not sure
player.
why
They
there's
form quite
nobody
some
out on the
partnership,
right
those
side.
two.
You know, got to use your width. You know, get down those flanks, maybe
Felt
get the
that he's
crosses
learnt
in
a
the
lot-
box,
a lot
Dover.
off Jamie McComb, who's a player coach here at Lincoln.
The ball is headed on quite a few times there by Lincoln.
Flick on by
Could this
Lafayette.
be a
Moses Emmanuel looking
chance?
to use his pace,
Oh,
but
well in
beats
there
Raggett.
from Lincoln City. Good defending.
There's a massive gap there for Moses Emmanuel to run into. This is where you've got to be so careful. I think he's on there, Adam. I think he's in line with Raggett. Credit to the defender to get back and make
Well,
the
the
challenge.
stream is
If you
working
switch off for that split
perfect
second,
tonight.
Dover can certainly look to punish you with the pace that they've got going forward, especially with that man on your screen.
His scoring record in the
I don't know
National
why
League
it's
this
still
season.
telling
Moses
me
Emmanuel is
the
better
team
than
sheets
1
for
in 2 in 11 goals in
We'll just
21
knock
league
them
games.
off.
Who had a trial at Gillingham in July. Possession won back here by Lincoln now. Hawkridge. Played wide to Habergat. Miscontrolled by Marion, but back here with the left back Habergat. Hawkridge. Woodyard.
Opened in by Lincoln.
That ball in towards Reed.
Ready.
And a knockdown intended for Whitehouse.
Cleared by Dover.
He went to ground inside the area there for Dover.
Of course, goal scorer for Lincoln City was actually Dover Athletics man Sterling with an own goal.
Reed. Almost ran through to Arnold. Headed by Whitehouse, and now here goes Long with Arnold outside of him, goes inside instead.
But Dover definitely got to defend better than that as they finally cleared the danger. That was the most threatening bowling from the right side by Lincoln City, but Dover's defending was abysmal.
They're playing Moses Emmanuel and Ricky Miller out wide. They're really leaving them to try and play on the counter-attack. The two fullbacks, especially for Habergam and Long for Lincoln, are just really bombing on every single time. That's why they've got so much time and space.
City,
that's why they're getting the 2-on-1s against the Dover back four.
The Dover Athletic defence does look on edge, does look a bit dodgy. Looks like Lincoln City could definitely exploit that quite easily. We've got the ball in the middle, looking for the right side, won't get there. Dover playing it back to their keeper Arnold, and he totally kicks it. And there'll be a throw-in. Good area for Lincoln to launch it.
Started at Wembley for them in that defeat to Grimsby. Could be a chance
is that a penalty? No, penalty not given. He was through on goal there. Long throw, twist, turns, plays the ball through, and
certainly wasn't looking for a Nathan Arnold, just overran his touch and
well, I don't know about that. He went down a bit too easy there.
Here for Dover Athletic in what could be a great position for them to try and exploit.
Now Dover themselves have a free kick. Foul on Laxley there, bit of shirt pulling.
Doesn't need to go and win that. He's done that 2 or 3 times in the first half, Adam, where he's not actually won a header, but he's pinned the centre half. The ball's gone over, and that's when you've got Miller and
free kick
running in behind
just outside the right side of the 18-yard box.
It's a bit of concern here again for Dover, because Lafayette seems to be holding his hamstring there for that tangle with Raggett. It's one to watch. He's already had a blow to the head.
Well, he's going to come in his inside right foot, and he's going to try and give it to David Beckham. Stuart Pearce, not like that, he won't. And that goes wide. Grimes, the captain for Dover Athletic, heads wide off the right side. Not even on target. It's not a bad free kick, but really. Come on, Grimes, you should be able to get that on target.
Big opportunity there for the captain.
Bit of a waste that for Dover Athletic. Or could Grimes have maybe left it and let the ball swing in a bit more? There was a few players there coming in better positions. Let's see, Lincoln no. Goal kick.
Matt Reach has done exactly the same as Ross Lafayette has done in this first half. Not winning the challenge, but you're pinning the centre half.
Would be given as a corner. Okay, so corner to Lincoln City.
Waterfall forward from the back here for Lincoln.
A few plays in the box for Lincoln.
That Sterling own goal.
Could this be 2-0 to the Imps?
Great delivery, and there's the header, and it fell fortunately.
No, somehow comes at the post and into the arms of Arnold. It's a good corner, good header. Oh, and it didn't go off the post. It went straight to Arnold.
Massive opportunity there.
Remember, you're watching this on BT Sports.
Goal for Dover.
Some of their camera angles do leave a lot to be desired at times.
Dover go long. The con was by Lafayette. Can they get that?
It's not going to come
Prolific
to nothing
front
for
three
Dover.
really
Dover on the
firing
ball.
here.
Ball
Chris
goes
Kinnear's side.
in.
So little in the way of
And virtually it's the
opportunities.
same result.
Aside from the south coast, as Miller tries to
Lincoln
wriggle through.
easily going to clear this, are they?
That was good.
Well, nothing much of a
Behind by
chance,
Raggett.
but the Lincoln City player
So
just
quick
putting
and
it
tidy
out
on the
for
half
a
turn, Ricky Miller.
corner.
He turned on the sixpence.
Well, Dover do get the ball
better
in
from
there.
Dover Athletic there, keeping the second
No
ball
one
alive.
there. No one there.
Well defended by Raggett. Against his former club.
Well, a chance for
Runs
Dover.
forward again after that opportunity a couple of minutes ago.
On the left now with this corner. Put it in, it's in.
Delivery.
Oh, come on, you got to be doing better than that. What a waste of a corner. And Dover's starting to go with a launch upfield again.
Just waste no time launching
Player
it
goes
forward
down
again.
for Dover,
Grimes is
nothing
still
in
up from
there.
the back.
Ball back in, and there's nobody
To the
there for
area
Dover
by
in the
Lorenzo,
18-yard
but
box.
No great avail. Arnold.
Well, I'll
Hawkridge.
tell you, Chris Kinnear, I think,
Brilliantly done.
is it
And
a
on he
chance?
goes. Can he get the
Chance for
shot in?
Lincoln. Oh, no.
Appeals for handball, big appeals.
I don't think that was handball.
He's
He's got to wait till BT shows a decent camera angle.
I've seen those given.
Still with Lincoln on the right, ball put in. Goes across the 18-yard box. Falls to Dover, and Dover should bring it upfield.
Intercepted by
Of course, Chris Kinnear also got Margate into the Geobox Conference, when it was known as the Nationwide Conference.
Woodyard.
Of course, Margate were kicked out of the conference because of problems with their ground. The Atheltic Council wouldn't let them redevelop it.
He was the third highest scorer in the league for Lincoln this season. Managed sixth the centre half. Got that wrong though.
I think Margate were dealt pretty harshly by the conference.
This is a handball.
Margate now playing in the National League South.
There isn't really any intention there. He's got his arms tight around his wrist area.
Good, no. Arnold should deal with that, and he does. He gathers that, no problem. But I say Lincoln City have been the better team in the first half. But Waterfall for Lincoln gives Dover a free kick.
Desperately not to allow Ricky Miller any time at all on the ball. They know just how he can wriggle through.
Just got to be a little bit careful down Cowley's side. 2 or 3 free kicks now in good areas for delivery to be put into the
what
box.
Dover need to do with these free kicks is get it straight in the 18-yard box.
Like Dover's most likely route to goal, hasn't it? Set pieces. Their best chance so
far
far.
out.
To Grimes,
Right, it's in there and punched out by the goalkeeper.
Floated back in there by
Well,
and it almost
totally missed.
Control it.
Could have put a better ball in. So when that fell to the Dover play, there was no way he was going to be able to control that. And it was an easy clearance that by Lincoln City.
Chris Kinnear feels that he has cause for complaint.
Well, 3 minutes till half time.
Anthony Blackhouse, the man in charge. It's Chris Kinnear already. Felt he had cause for complaint when there was that blow to the face for Lafayette from Waterfall fairly early on in the game. There have been other things as well he's been complaining about. There was that big handball appeal, we shouldn't forget, that went Dover's way. At the other end, here's Aswad Thomas. Arnold unable to take it away from him.
Still on the left with Dover.
Thomas
Plays the ball
towards Miller.
through.
To get on the turn,
Gonna play it out. Just inside the 8-yard box. Now it's fallen. Thomas, I think.
Attempted cross block by Woodyard.
No, it's blocked. On a corner there. And there will be a corner to Dover Athletic. And tonight's referee, which I forgot to mention if anyone is remotely bothered, is Anthony Blackhouse. Where from, I don't know. Right, here's a corner for Dover on the left there. The first one was an absolute waste. Can they put some quality in there?
The referee Anthony Blackhouse, who's being kept busy at the moment.
We're not expecting Premiership or Champions League class corner, just a decent corner. The referee, Mr. Blackhouse, having a words with one of the Dover players.
That the latest one, the denial of a penalty.
Now it should be taking this corner, bit delayed.
Being watched closely, to put it mildly.
Come on, Dover.
That near post.
I think that ball was just flowing out of the ground.
Word is there's going to be a few minutes of added time at the end of this.
A minute.
First half as well. Aswad Thomas to send this in.
Long throw for Dover.
Just to go short in the end. Finds
Better,
Magri.
needs to do better.
Then.
Another throw into Dover. Again, nothing created, just having it in the on the left side outside the 18-yard box, not able to get it in there, but this time it's launched in there from the throwing. And Lincoln got happy but booted out, getting to half time 1-0 up.
For the away side, just coming into half time.
Thomas. Magri, Maltese international, finds Olu. Miller trying to take it down, and there's the shot!
No, not a bad shot. I think the keeper's got that one. Keeper saw it all the way.
That's top class from Ricky Miller.
Good ball played in there by Dover. He twists, he goes for a volley, but keeps seen it all the way.
He was always in control. He knew exactly what he wanted to do to get it on that left foot, to pin long and spin and shoot.
Good goalkeeping.
So looking back to that penalty decision, I think that's a penalty, Adam. I really do. Woodyard's hand was sticking right out.
That was not a handball.
Certainly interfered with the ball going into the box towards Ricky Miller.
I've got to say, when that volley was put in, there was a good save, but I say there was a chance for another Dover player to come in and maybe cause a bit of panic for the keeper. But nobody there on that back post, pushing forward, trying to get to that ball, and little chance there for Lincoln to make it 2-0. Good ball put in the box, and it's just wide.
They're excited about at Lincoln. Elliot Whitehouse signed from Nuneaton.
We have 4 minutes of injury time. That was when I was having technical difficulties. There must be a bit of a stoppage that I didn't see.
Got some pedigree about it. It's a good challenge to win it
back.
I'll say
what I've seen so far, it's been pretty free flowing. In many ways, it has been pretty end to end as Lincoln get a throw in.
Sterling finds touch.
Been a pretty decent first half.
His own goal still the difference here.
I think it'll be Chris Kinnear telling his Dover lads, you know, got to create more space in the final third. Have support down the left and the right side. At the moment, it's fair to say Lincoln City are closing all the avenues up very easily, and this could be a chance. It's not, and they'll go out for a corner.
Full of confidence.
Yeah, he is. He's looking really bright, really alive. Continuing his fine goal scoring form this season. So there's a good block in there from Sterling in the end.
10 league goals he's got this season. Nathan Arnold, it's already his best ever league goal tally. A minute and a half just under that remaining of this first half. Reed.
Still with Lincoln. Ball floated in there, and that goes wide.
Forward from the back.
Just a goal kick.
Flag up on the near side.
Well, this has been quite a feature of the first half for Lincoln. Time and place to get the cross in.
The offside decision this time in favour of Lincoln City.
And there's 5 people who've watched in.
4 goals
Hello,
in 3
Woodland
games for Ricky
37
Miller
with his
against Lincoln.
Fosse
Not brace his
Italia.
home and away against them last season.
Golazzo.
But he's only really had that one opportunity
Come
so
on, we're
far,
at
and that just came from
grassroots
his
football
quality.
here.
Exactly, and
The
this is where you can
excitement
never write off
of the
both
National
Athletic and
League.
the ability that
This
they've
has
got
been
up
an
front.
absolute superb game.
That someone like him can just turn a game
Well, mark my
in a
word,
second.
it's a game well
Just
worth
couldn't quite get
watching.
the power to get that past Paul Farman, but the ability and the awareness to pin long and spin shows why.
It is a shame Dover, with
league's
all
top
the
goal scorer.
attacking they've had in the first half, they didn't create a goal scoring opportunity. The one with the volley, yeah, it's a great turn. And then the volley it, but the keeper was there quite comfortably to save it. And we've hit half time. And it's 1-0 to the Imps. I think Danny Cowell will just tell his lads, maybe see if you can move up another gear, you know, use a bit more energy. Because they're going to be telling them Dover look a bit suspect in defence and up front. At the moment, yes, they had a lot more than us in the final third, but they haven't created anything. But Chris Kinnear, he's got to get his players to use the space, the width, support each other more in that final third, and keep it a bit more, well, 100% more tighter in the second half. Well, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. I'm score at the Emmett Stadium. Brighton and Hove Albany 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Doesn't give me any of the goal scorers. We know Forest Terrier's got the one for Sheffield Wednesday. Here it is. The goal scorers are... No, Brighton have scored both goals. They opened the scoring through Knockhart after 34 minutes. And then Dunk was generous enough to give a goal to Sheffield Wednesday. So both goals are scored by Brighton and Hove Albany. One they cheered with utter delight. The other one hand in their face like, oh no. Could be one of those really funny own goals. And what other games do we have tonight? We have Bastille versus Nice in the French La Liga. In Spain, Las Palmas versus Deportivo de la Corona, if I said that right. And in Portugal, just in the first half, it's what they called Fiera versus Morenus. And we have some other games here. How about this for a game? Honduras versus Costa Rica. And at 2 in the morning, it's Panama versus El Salvador. As somebody's put it, Panama L versus Salvador. It's the Scottish Cup tomorrow at 12:30. Rangers versus Motherwell. Should be an easy one for Rangers. West London derby between QPR and Fulham. QPR on splendid form since the great Ian Holloway has taken over. At 12 o'clock, Espanyol versus Granada CF. Both quite close to Barcelona. And that's as close as they'll ever get to winning the league trophies in Spain. Plenty of Serie B action at 2 o'clock in the Italian League. There's a game in Israel, a game in, I think that's the United Emirates. 2 o'clock, Lens versus Nimes in the French League. And what big games do we have? Real Madrid versus Malaga. I suppose Malaga have already written that one off as a bit as a hammering. Of course, Man City versus Tottenham. I'll go for a Tottenham win. Poor Barnsley on great form, but tomorrow they'll be losing to Leeds United. AC Milan versus Naples or Napoli. Seems to be only one team in Italia these days, and that's on Sundays. Juventus, who are probably going to hammer Lazio. Villarreal versus Valencia at 7:45 in Spain. Another Portuguese teams that I can't pronounce. Araco versus Bovista. These are not Italian games at 11 o'clock at night. This is the Mexican League. Pretty unpredictable. They actually have different champions nearly every season. At 10 o'clock you can feast yourself on some amazing Turkish football. Another Scottish Cup game, I think. Raith versus Hearts. Hearts Midlothian should win that. And in the Premier League, Southampton versus Leicester City. Or you can wait till 1 o'clock for an amazing game in Greece. AEK Athens FC versus Triples. Astro Trip, whatever that says. Or you could try some more Turkish football. We even got a game even, I think that's got to be Latvia. Oh well, that's the fixtures done, and it should be ready for the second half. I think the stream has just frozen. Oh, blasted stream. Over TV, for some reason, whoever runs this stream never does the second half. For some reason, oh, we're ready to go. The teams are coming out, warming up. I think we can read this message. Ozic, oh, what was that? 2 Y's or something. Replied, to you yes, to us no. I can't really. What video is that on? Commentary, I think on. Can we just quickly click over that? Won't mess the stream up. Interesting comment. Oh, that was that game of Snood I commented on. This is the comment I left. This is a joke, right? And they replied, to you yes, to us no. Well, the name of the video is Snood Gameplay PC Game 96. See if you agree with me or them. It's only a laugh. Right, back to the game when that just close it goes. I'm not falling for one of those window media. Only this number, your PC's under attack. There are people that actually fall for that and do phone it up and give them their credit card details. They deserve what they get. You're stupid enough to fall for it, you're stupid enough to lose all your money.
Lincoln City hoping to end what's now a 6-season exile from the Football League, relegated from
Lincoln
League
City, the
2011.
kick-off.
Desperate to get back in 2017. Last season's 13th place is their best finish,
Of course, Lincoln City leading 1-0 from the first half.
To improve on that this season.
Poor old Jenkins of Dover Athletic with the opening goal. He certainly didn't want.
Ever achieved, but once again they're in the promotion race, but they need a big second half here, Adam.
I'll say Chris Kinnear said just at half-time, these are the games that can certainly turn your seasons. Picking up points and teams in and around you that you've been fighting against all season. It's a massive 45 minutes for Lincoln, and also as well for
Lincoln
Dover.
City on the attack already. Not able to bring the ball down, but they've played it on the right. Ball comes in. Oh, and it hits the post. Bit of a cheeky shot there. The old saying, was he looking? Oh, wait a minute. Lincoln City are still on the attack. Oh! Could have been 2-0 twice in a couple of seconds.
Maybe should have scored. Well, he certainly scored, Adam. No doubt about it. They get away from the
comes here. It's in the 18-yard box. Good turn play. Oh! It's when the other player runs. It's a good save, but when the other player runs in, somehow he puts it wide. This one here, when he comes down the right side, I think he meant it. He thought I could take this on and score. And he just hits the upper right. And I bet in the interview he'll say he didn't mean it.
Nicky Cowley and Danny Cowley have sent their side out at the start of this second half, like they really mean business. You just get the feeling from being around the club, speaking to members of staff, speaking to the players, that the Cowley brothers really seem to be inspiring not just the team, but the whole club at the moment.
It certainly is, Adam.
Can Dover make something happen here? No.
When they came into this football club, they weren't up at the top of the
Will
league.
now bring that forward.
been covering this league.
In the space of
13th
about
last
a
season
couple
and
of
15th, 14th, 16th and 17th.
20
So when
seconds,
came
they
into this
nearly
job,
made it
there was no
2-0
guarantee
twice
that they'd be
over.
top of the league. There'd be no guarantee they'd even be in a playoff spot. I say, just talking to the fans in and around me, they've taken to the Cowley brothers. Just a brought belief back into
Still
the
only the
club again.
one.
The players that they've signed.
I've got to say, Lincoln
Really
do
taken to the way that they play.
more likely to score. They bring the ball forward. Is he going to go for goal? No, he just plays it short. It's coming back up the field. But now, can he do... Passing it around, Lincoln. And that'll just be a free kick. So Lincoln City in a very, very good position. This could be 2-0 from the free kick. Will it be? Will it be? A superb goal. I think if Lincoln City can get this on target, this free kick, they will go 2-0 up.
Certainly seems that they possibly have taken a risk with him tonight. They've not taken any precautions bringing him out in the second half. They brought him off to try and keep him fit.
Oh, is he going to take it? Coming in from the left.
Hit the bar at the start of this second half.
There's one player on the right. Who's going to go on the left? Oh, he's hit it straight at the wall. It's again the rebound's hit straight at the wall. Luckily for Dover, that comes to nothing, and Lincoln City playing it all the way back to the keeper.
Back here with Paul Farman, signed from Gateshead back in June of 2012, second longest serving player.
I know one of the stands behind the goal is called the Stacey West stand.
Bench tonight.
That's for the two Lincoln City fans who lost their life in 1985 in the Valley Parade fire, but I'm not sure which goal it's behind because both stands look the same.
Lay off by Arnold. Robinson certainly brought plenty of energy to that forward line. Robinson, here's Habergan.
It's Lincoln City really up in the tempo in this second half. Don't lose some of the pressure, they won't be going forward for long. Lincoln City passing the ball around very, very nicely for a National League
Utes with a
team.
chance here, remember, to go 5 points clear at the top of the table. Dover, if they can turn this around, know that they would move level on points with fourth place Dagenham and Redbridge with a win. Lafayette.
There you go, Dover again. Oh my, what was that? Really? You couldn't find your man on the left? Is that hard to spot your number 9? You just give a cheap throw into Lincoln City in your own half. Oh dear, Dover.
Just lost a little bit of momentum for the moment.
Well, they always like to play on the front foot.
And it'll be
really put pressure in the final third against whoever they come up
Dover
against.
will launch again. That'll be headed away. Not causing Lincoln City any problems in this second half. It's quite relaxing for Lincoln. I think Lincoln will make it 2-0 very shortly. In the next 10 minutes, I would have to say it looks more like 2-0 to Lincoln than it does 1-0 to Dover. As Dover pick up a free kick pretty far out.
Miller, fouled by Woodyard.
I think Ricky Miller's just saying to the referee, how many more times do the likes of Woodyard and Habergan need to bring me down before they get put
I don't
into the
think
book?
Miller's going for goal.
This is quite a good angle, Adam, for the left footer Ricky Miller to whip the ball in.
The Lincoln City fans are bouncing.
Because you tend to drop back quite deep on top of the goalkeeper.
Well, come on, dude. Where have all these Lincoln City supporters suddenly come from? As the ball's put in there, could have been better. A million times over. Yeah, just boot it down the pitch. That'll be a throw in their own half on their left side.
Is having a good time at the moment.
Dover now making a substitution. Will he make a difference? Just a throw in.
Recent arrival at Dover Athletic. Activity down on that Dover bench, as you just saw. Chris Kinnear giving it 6 or 7 minutes at the start of this second half. Hasn't really seen a reaction.
Someone comes number 26.
Joe Healy. who's going to be coming on.
John Healy, the man to come on. Who will he replace?
Sterling
It's
was
anyone's
underneath
guess.
Dover. This is Lafayette.
That's Dover again. They got possession, but going
Away
absolutely
by
nowhere in
Could
particular.
well be a little bit rusty.
No, just giving the free kick
Recently
away
arrived at
to
Dover.
Lincoln City.
Before that,
Maybe
he'd
Hurst number
not featured
27.
since the end of October for his previous club, Telford.
Miller number 9.
Magri.
Maybe
Certainly seems to like
Connor
his
Essen, the
player to
former
come on for
Gillingham player.
Chris Kinnear's side.
No joy again
Came through the
for
Gillingham youth
Lafayette.
ranks.
I think that's
Balls
a foul
played through the
there
middle by
again.
Lincoln.
Don't think he's got the rub of the green tonight. Ross Lafayette up
And it
against.
won't go any further as Dover try to come out of their own half by playing a long bowl. That will go to nothing. Should be back to the keeper, who's probably just going to boot it upfield.
What a complete contrast this is to this time last year for Lincoln when their playoff hopes were fading. The Imps are 14 points better off right now compared to the same point of the previous campaign.
Very long kick.
Dover,
But
very
they go
much
on
to
the
their
right,
credit,
but Dover
despite
will
losing
hit it.
some key players over the summer, are 3
Yeah.
points better off. Payne, Debenix and
And
Raggett,
that'll just
the
be a
three most
throw-in on the
notable
halfway line.
departures. Is a new arrival who's going to be coming on here for Chris Kinnear's side. Joe Healy was brought in from Maidstone in November.
It's
It's
number
only his second appearance
27.
for Dover, both of them as a sub. Actually missed the start of the season when he was at Maidstone to, rather unusually for a footballer, go travelling.
Kind of called it cut there with Hurst. Well, more of a fluke. He was the first man I saw, and I thought, you know, to say his name as one that could be substituted. And his name's Healy, not Keeley. So it's Healy that's come on for Dover, wearing the number 26 shirt.
Headed by Raggett. Hawkridge.
Oof.
Raggett's ball forward, headed by Magri. Helped on by Connor Essen, and that's a mistake.
Bit of a mistake, but Dover not exactly attacking that ball. Bit of a mistake from Waterfall.
He's not naturally a left-sided player. You just need to try and get something on it to dangle your right foot out like that.
And Dover exactly following the TLC songs. Don't go chasing Waterfall's wayward back pass to the keeper. Just let the keeper gather it.
15 National League matches, Dover. They are a very difficult
So
side to
Dover
keep quiet.
not really excelled from the first half. They're just doing exactly what they did in the first half. Nothing in attack.
The attendance tonight, 6,491. They had really hoped that they would beat the National League record for this season set by
There you
the
go,
champions, which was
6,000 plus have turned up the Sincil Bank. That's absolutely superb for the National League. Half the teams in League 2 and League 1 would love to see that as their attendance tomorrow.
They got relegated into the National League. They've got a massive chance now of being promoted back into League 2. And only those 2 spots that get you promoted, so difficult.
On the right now for Lincoln, he needs to get the crossing quickly, he does, and Dover there to clear it. Better defending from Dover Athletic. And there's a player down, but he's back up. Well, Dover are in 5th and Lincoln are top, 5 points clear of Forest Green Rovers. And to be honest, it's going to be very hard to see anyone catching up Lincoln City, because the early pace setters were Dagon Red. The Daggers from East London. And the ball goes forward. I'll say it a million times, Dagenham and Redbridge are not 2 teams that were put together, actually made of 5 teams. Ilford and Leytonstone joined forces in 1978, and in 1988 they were joined by the famous non-league side Wolverhampton Avenue of East 17. Then they changed their name to Redbridge Forest. They won promotion to the conference in 91-92, and then the following season they became Dagenham and Redbridge in 92-93, using Dagenham's old ground, the Victoria ground, which has seen a few redevelopments, especially to stand behind the goal, as Marriott is replaced by Power, number 8.
Brought in from Rushton and Diamonds in June of 2011. He is the current
So you ever at a pub quiz and that answer comes up, name the 5 teams that made Dagenham and Redbridge. You know all 5 now.
Tough tackling centre midfielder.
I'm full of useless football
He'll
information.
be possibly playing in that number 10 role, just offering a little bit of support to Theo Robinson.
I spent hours as a young lad reading that non-league 93 Bible. The Bible of non-league football.
Waterfall wearing the armband these days for Lincoln City, but again it emphasises what we were saying in the first half.
Used to read non-league monthly, team talk. Absolutely superb magazines when I was a young lad into non-league football. We didn't just read the match and the shoot.
He gives you 100%. When he's not in the team, he's not sulking. He's a big fan of his.
Long kick out from Arnold. Coming forward, back to the keeper. So it's keeper to keeper. And the keeper for Lincoln City, Farmer, just picks it up. Bounces it a bit. He's going to launch it forward.
Came from behind, came from 2-1 down to win it that day. Can they turn around here at
Bit of head tennis. Dover launch it up. No one there.
By Healy.
Back to the Farmer.
If anything, though, at the minute, they're even less involved, the front 3 for Dover, than they were in the first half.
I've been disappointed with Dover tonight, Adam. I just don't think they've shown any of the qualities that we're expecting in that final third, and I just think tactically it's just not quite happening up against this Lincoln side that certainly like to press.
According to the laptop, 2 people are watching.
Miller.
They call it. To the live dashboard also says 2 people, but the main thing, the stream is working spot on. It's on the left now for Lincoln. Can they get the crossing? They can, and Dover do clear it. Looking a bit more certified in defence. It was their defensive errors, of course, that gave Lincoln City the lead. Through Sterling, one of their own players. And Dagenham and Red play Bromley, Forest Green Rovers play Braintree, Gateshead versus Aldershot, Macclesfield take on Guiseley, Mason United versus Torquay, Southport v Northfield United, Sutton United v Eastling, Woking and Trent is postponed, and York City play Barrow. Of course, Sutton United will play Leeds United in the next round of the FA Cup. They got a superb win at the Kingstone Stadium, beating AFC Wimbledon.
Tranmere and Woking tomorrow has been called off because of a frozen pitch. The rest of the games, as it stands, will go ahead though. Just past the hour mark at Sincil.
So how many Tranmere fans are going to be making their way to Woking tomorrow just to find out the game's called off? That's a long coach journey. And a very, very horrible train journey.
Well, this is certainly a range I'd be expecting more to test Paul McFarman for.
Free kick which Miller's going to take for Dover Athletic just outside the area. Just by that semicircle.
So few openings, not just for Miller, but Dover as a side.
Miller's looking at it. He thinks he can score. Farmer organising his wall. Just to make sure they're 10 yards back with the magic spray.
Certainly would back Ricky Miller in this situation.
I know, and that hour's been played as Miller takes it. Will he score? He will not.
So close to an equaliser, agonisingly close.
That wasn't close to an equaliser. Let's look at the free kick again. It's wide. It's well wide. He's nowhere near the goal.
Ricky Miller, 2 bits of quality we've seen from him tonight. In the first half, that spin and turn, and now that free kick. So unlucky.
When it hits the post, it's already out of play. So that does not count. It was a good try. Came to nothing for Dover.
6 fouls now in and around dangerous areas. Just due to the cuteness and the cleverness of Ross Lafayette, just pinning the 2 centre-halves.
But when that hit the pitch before it went out of play, it was well wide. As it hit the pitch and gone out of play, it's hit the back of the post. That's it. Hope that made sense in. Hope I made sense in what I just said. Of course, we'll be back on Tuesday night with the Barrow v Lincoln City as Lincoln come forward and boot it into the main stand. That was Whitehouse.
Well, they did really well there to really heap pressure on Dover.
Well, it's a good ball down the right, no doubt about it. Could Whitehouse have done better when the ball comes to him? I think he could have. He could at least try and get his shot on target.
His timing all wrong with that shot.
Scoring the FA Trophy winner Gateshead just recently. Elliot Whitehouse.
I think overhead kick by Dover. Long ball played. It should be dealt with by Dover. A long clearance. And the stream stops. And it's back on. And nothing has happened. It's on the right side. I think they're going all the way back to Farmer. Very comfortable.
Woking visit on the 11th of February. Still only the 1 goal in this though. And while you've got the likes of Lafayette and Miller around, that's a dangerous scoreline.
Well, give it with 40 minutes played. It's still 1-0, or is it? Lincoln have a chance. Going to play there on the left. Ball now can be played back in. Anyone there to head it on? Oh, he's headed it the wrong way. But it's still with Lincoln City. Maybe try down the right.
Looking for Longoose.
Oh, floated in. Again, can't get his head to that ball. And Arnold will just gather that up.
Yeah, he's one of the midfielders for Dan Cowley's side that likes to bomb on even when there's a 2, but got more of a license now.
And a quick look what's happening at Sheffield Wednesday. It's 1-1 still, and Glenn Murray has been sent off after 64 minutes. So the game's there for Sheffield Wednesday to pick up all 3 points at the Amick Stadium. With 66 minutes gone, we'll be back in about 10 minutes giving you an update on that game.
Joined in mid-March, made 11 appearances.
And it's just a goal kick.
Made that one change with Joe Healy coming on.
It's taken long by the Dover keeper, headed away by Lincoln City in the halfway pitch. They'll go all the way back to Farmer. That's not really closing the keeper down from Dover. And Dover get a throw in on the right, just inside the Lincoln City half. And of course Thomas will take it.
11 or 12 sides right now in the National League are either the big spenders or ex-Football League clubs. Said that Dover are the smallest club in there with them, but holding their own. They need an equaliser here.
Ball in the ball, you want to get on the end of it? No, Bobber's over his head. And Dover have to do it again from the left now. Put a cross strike. Number 25, try and put a cross in. And well, he's got a corner.
I think the one concern for Dan Cowley is that
coming off number 3 of Lincoln City. So now a chance, got to put a good corner in here, Dover. Make something happen. Now you got to make that Lincoln City defence panic a bit. Corners in. Oh, and it's come to nothing again for Dover, but they've still got possession on the left. Ball's back in the 18-yard box, headed out. Oh dear, well Lincoln going to be able to break here. Not much support.
Arnold's continued his run.
Oh well, pretty easy. Unable to find Arnold on the right side, and Dover come back up their left side
That might help
from
Dover.
Lincoln's right
Moses Emmanuel.
side. Ball put in there, again nothing, easily headed out. Again, Dover really need to get clinical in that final third. Ball put back in, and it's going to be headed out.
Almost a little bit of afters there. Whitehouse was brought down. Healy it was, who clipped him off the ball.
It's a good challenge from both of them.
I didn't see anything. Throw into Lincoln. Of course, live commentary on Sunday will be Arsenal v Burnley, courtesy of JB Claret, the Burnley man. There was a bit of controversy at Turf Moor when Arsenal won that game. But could Burnley surprise a shot and get their first away win in the Premier League down at the Emirates? Maybe, but probably maybe not. But check out JB Claret's channel, as he is the passionate Burnley fan, and check him out.
Dan Cowley was talking about the fitness of his sides and mental attitude to try and see this game out and get 3 points tonight against a very, very strong Dover side. And I'm sure Chris Kinnear will be delighted that his side is still in it. It was just over 20 minutes ago. All that freshness now of not playing in 10 days work in their favour, because in the first half it didn't really help them, so they seemed a little bit flat. And maybe now these last 20 minutes
again,
or
I
so,
think
come into
Dover
it a little
again
bit
showing
more.
they can get in that final third, but the big difference between getting in the final third and being clinical in the final third, really panicking that Lincoln City defence, making some goal scoring opportunities.
Well, I think Braintree threw that equation out
They
last season
certainly
with
again
the way
haven't
they are.
done
I
it
completely
in
agree
this
with Adam. I think
second half.
more often than not, the full-time sides end up getting promoted.
They've not had a goal scoring opportunity worth mentioning, as that goes down the right. Can Lincoln get there? It should be dealt with by Dover, and it's put out for throwing.
Whitehouse.
So long throwing for Lincoln City. Will they take it long? Will they take it short?
20 minutes to go at Sincil back. The locals are happy for now. Whitehouse.
Ball's in there.
Oh,
it's 1 to nothing, and Dover bring it out.
Moses Emmanuel.
And Dover create a decent attacking chance. Not like that, they won't. And they'll go back to Farmer, and he'll just launch it upfield quite calmly. It's long, it's in the Dover half. Dover get there first. Now with Lincoln, long ball played, and that'll be headed away. It's scrappy.
Touch by Habigat, push forward by Raggett.
Lincoln won't care. They're the ones with the advantage. They're in the lead by that odd goal to nil. An own goal from Jenkins. Let's listen to the manager.
We've had a couple of good chances, yeah. We're, I think we've been excellent considering the fact that we played such a big game 72 hours ago. These next 20 minutes are going to take an awful lot from us, both physically and mentally.
Just give us an update on Matt Reid. Is that a precaution with obviously Tuesday in mind?
Yeah, no, it's a precaution. He just feeling his just a soft tissue injury, just feeling the accumulation of games, which we obviously know that we've had recently.
Thanks, Danny.
Pleasure, thank you.
And Dover won themselves a corner.
Some family time, Danny Cowley, with all that's been happening recently. Whatever happens here tonight, there's apparently a family day out planned in York tomorrow.
Here comes again. Nothing from Dover. Ball hoofed back in there, and it's headed out.
Don't you, as the game's coming thick and fast?
I mean, families do tend to suffer.
Long in. Dover got in the 8-yard box. He's took. Well, it's another corner.
You can certainly feel now the ascendancy is with the away side. Big questions now will be asked of the likes of Raggett and Waterfall. to stand big and stand strong.
Well, if the ascendancy is with the away team, they're not really showing it.
Lafayette
They're just getting in the 30 yards in that final third,
right throughout.
but not making anything happen.
A match between two promotion rivals.
I can't recall anything Dover have done that has really said that was close. They haven't even come close to scoring.
Opposite man on the other side.
And maybe this could be a chance for Dover.
Referee here, Anthony Blackhouse.
Referee just having words with number 25 about backing in, I think.
It was Farman, wasn't it?
Ooh, the keeper just giving them a poke in the ear there. I don't think the referee saw it.
Still the chat goes on.
The goalkeeper going to claim that was accidental. Well, Dover, can you make this count? Ball put in there. Everyone goes for it. And again, it's cleared. Everyone goes for the header and everyone misses.
Long ball forward by
Back in.
Lafayette gets something on it. Most Emmanuel.
No, turn it. Oh, and he's lost it. Tried to turn, but it was easily defended by Lincoln. And Lincoln going to counter? No, they're not. Or maybe they are, but it's offside. Now we're going to quickly check and see what's happening down at the Emic Stadium. Still 1-1 at the Emic Stadium. 74 minutes played. Knockout after 34 minutes for Brighton, and it was Dunk scoring an own goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Glenn Murray, their goal scoring threat has been sent off, and there's just 16 minutes to go down there.
He's played every minute this season, Paul Farman, but looks in
of course, Brighton in second place. And Farmer's down in a heap. Don't know what happened there.
He's come through the body of players. Thomas loses long, and it's a great save, and it's a brave save as well.
It's a good save.
Certainly come off a lot worse, and he's been excellent this season for Dan Cowley. More often than not, if you win the league, you need the best goalkeeper, and he's certainly up there.
We'll hope that he's okay to carry on here, Farman.
Goalkeeper down
no
injured.
Goalkeeper on the bench for Lincoln. Took a gamble in that respect. Let's tell you about a Premier League double-header that's coming up on BT Sport tomorrow. We begin at Anfield from midday as Liverpool host Swansea, and it's down the M62 to the Etihad. What a game this should be. Tantalising prospect, isn't it? Manchester City against Tottenham, and both of those games, by the way, are in 4K UHD. Danny Cowley and Nicky Cowley using this as an opportunity for a team talk here. Said before this what a huge ask it was for his players to play on Tuesday in the Cup, then on Friday their third game in 6 days. And he will be relieved, Danny Cowley, to see Farman back to his feet.
Oh, so he doesn't tend to play with a reserve goalkeeper on the bench. This is what you do now. Orlu taking the free kick. Hit this as hard as you can towards Paul Farman, see what he's made of. See if that injury is as bad as it is.
Inside the final 15 minutes. Not the delivery that was required, and here come Lincoln City. What a good challenge that was by Magri.
Really poor there from Orlu.
Miller gets a touch to it. Magri's pass came off power. Passing back now to Steve Arnold. Raggett got above Miller. Certainly won't be taking anything for granted at Lincoln. Plenty wary of the fact that they had hopes of a playoff challenge past the halfway point last season. 7th on Boxing Day, 4 points off a playoff place, completely fell away in the new year. Only won one of their final 10 National League games as Moses Emmanuel looks to have a go. Let's get the Dover perspective then. Natalie speaking to Chris Kinnear.
Chris, what did you say to the team at half-time?
Well, we just got to not melt and have a go. I mean, I think now we're well on top, aren't we? They're obviously losing the big fella up front. That's the way they play. They aim for the big lad.
and they're not quite as effective now. And I think we're getting chances there. There was a great chance from a corner there. I think possibly he should have hit the target, but we've just got to keep going right to the end. I'm sure we will.
So you're pleased with the response? You still think you can take something back home?
Why not? Why not? We score goals, as I say. Hopefully today we can.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Appeals going on all over the place here, and Lincoln get the decision. Met by ironic cheers. Foul on Theo Robinson.
Since the substitution of Matt Reid and the tinkering formation that Dan Cowley's had to do, it's worked more into Dover's favour to try and play on that counter-attack a little bit more. Certainly looked a lot better in this second half.
Was really confident coming into this. Chris Kinnear said ahead of the game that we'd been to Lincoln and won before, deservedly beat them home and away last season. Whitehouse trying to hold off Aswad Thomas.
He just done well enough there, the defender. Quick thinking from Nathan Arnold. And Whitehouse again just trying to push himself into the penalty area to get that shot.
We haven't missed anything.
Lafayette got ahead to it, as did Aswad Thomas. Clearance by Waterfall.
So can Dover at least grab a point
Healy just about
and
managed
take
to keep
a, you know, take a point back to the Crabble? Wouldn't be a bad result.
Still Lincoln, really fine touch. There's around 60 or so Dover supporters have made the very long journey from the south coast. Well, during their time in the National League, Lincoln have been managed by Steve Tilson, David Holdsworth, Gary Simpson, Chris Moises. Who's Danny Cowley and his brother Nicky, that management duo, are they going to be the ones to finally take them back to the promised land of the Football League? This would be a huge 3 points for them if they could get over the line, but there's time yet for Dover to take something from this.
Well, time's ticking now for Dover if they are. Back to Farmer, long boot.
Sent forward by Paul Farmer. 9 clean sheets so far this season for the Lincoln goalkeeper.
He certainly seemed to have shrugged off that injury with that clearance. He's jogging around his penalty area now.
Healy. Moses Emmanuel.
Nothing out in there. Throw into Dover. Throw it long.
Cross blocked.
Well, there's a side that certainly loves to really play on the counter-attack and throw those bodies into the boxes.
81 minutes of the Amex, still 1-1.
Emmanuel.
On Emmanuel, oh, he's hit straight at the Lincoln player, but they've won a... Well, that's going out for a very long throw-in.
Final 10 minutes at Sincil back.
There's Dover trying to pump it forward.
Just the one goal in it.
No.
Moses Emmanuel.
No.
Anything of that.
Now Lincoln will come away with it. And he plays it on the right. It's going to be a good chance for Lincoln City.
Force further wide than he would have liked.
Get across, it's wide on the right. Oh, he should have put it in first time.
Robinson in the box.
I don't know, is he going for goal, Robinson, or is he gonna... Oh, what he's doing? Okay, it's a corner. He's really put that ball in first time.
Probably the fatigue of the games that he's been playing.
What's it from Lincoln City? But, of course, they have a corner now, out on the left side. I mean the right.
Raggett and Waterfall forward from the back. A second here for the Imps would really settle the nerves of this crowd and their side.
Is this where Lincoln City make it 2-0 from the corner? 4 plays bunched up for Lincoln City.
Routines from Lincoln.
It's about to be taken any minute now.
5 inside the box for the Imps. Arnold peels away and gets
It's
his head
in.
to it.
It's not defended well by Dover Athletic.
For Raggett.
And there'll be a throw into Lincoln on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah, time and space there, Nathan Arnold to even control that himself.
don't think they'll be in too much of a rush in these sort of situations now. Lincoln, if anything, they'll want to slow the game down.
Yeah, game management now in these final periods of the game is so important. Take your time with throw-ins, free kicks.
Long one from Habergat. Hawkridge looking to get to it and does!
2-0 to Lincoln City. It was coming.
From Terry Hawkridge. That will settle the nerves.
It sure will. Game, set and match for Lincoln City.
At the top of the National League.
And that's why they're top of the league. Looking like they're coming back to the Football League. Long header headed out. Oh, that's a good goal. That is a good goal. Just outside of the box. Headed and the ball comes through him. Oh, that's a good strike to his left. Fantastic goal. Oh yes, lovely goal indeed. Trust me, Messi or Ronaldo score a goal like that, you'd see it a million times, but Hawkridge, you might not see it a million times. But it is an absolute splendid goal from the number 11 for Lincoln City. And Lincoln City have certainly won the game, and he's been substituted.
Change really being made because it's a right back by trainees coming on in Bradley Wood. Wood, formerly of Alfreton. It's actually a nice touch from the defender when the tickets were being sold ahead of the FA Cup tie. He actually came and served coffee to fans who were queuing up for those tickets, but it's all going right yet again. Adam Virgo for Danny Cowley.
It's a massive, massive goal for Lincoln, because you just certainly felt in these last 10 minutes was a massive opportunity.
Scores a goal and then gets substituted.
With the quality that they've got up front.
It was, I said, a splendid quality goal.
Balls, so it was so crucial for Dan Cowley's
Quickly check who's winning this match in League One.
Chris Kinnear reacting as well by looking to make a change. And what a cultured finish that was from Terry Hawkridge.
It's Port Vale 2, Bury 2 after 85 minutes. Port Vale in 15th. And Bury 20th. They could really do with the 3 points. But as Gillingham wins 17th, it's better if they don't get all 3 points. And Dover now have a free kick.
Change straight ahead of this free kick. Tyrone Marsh, the player who comes on for Emmanuel, former Torquay player, has really struggled for
it's another substitution now.
His 8th league appearance.
Free kick taken.
Free kick. Healy heads it back into the area. Inside the final 5 minutes. Dover need a goal and they need one quick. Raggett with the clearance.
Well, they get a goal now. I don't think that's going to be enough for them to get it back to 2-2. At the moment, Dover don't look like they're even going to get the 1.
Misjudged by Whitehouse. Caught Macri, I think, there as well. Robinson. Late challenge noted by the referee. Just a quiet word here for Woodyard from the referee.
Down to the last 4 minutes.
Remarkable, really, that we haven't seen a yellow card in this game, which we've said on a few occasions have been a little bit feisty. Marsh, Lafayette wanting it. Healy.
Well, they're giving it their old Dover Athletic. Can't fault their effort in this game. They're a hard-working side.
very much of the essence here for Dover. It's like the signal for Thomas's to go long here. Essen. Now Orlin.
All played in by Dover in the box,
into
hit
the area
away.
and headed clear by Raggett. Have dealt relatively well with all those sort of
Well,
balls swung
respect to
into
Dover,
their
it's
box
2-0
today.
down, still
Lincoln.
working as hard as ever. Fortunately, not really making anything happen in the final third.
Sterling could only find touch.
And there it
Player
is,
whose
Juventus,
own
top
goal
of
opened the
Serie
scoring
A.
inside 10 minutes at
As
Sincil
usual,
back.
45
A
points.
difficult night for
Roma
Chris Kinnear.
behind him with 1 point, 44 points, 1 behind. Napoli,
Massive
4
game.
points behind on 41,
put the
and of
benchmark
course they
for
play
the rest of the
Lazio
games that are being
tomorrow,
played
who are
tomorrow.
5 points behind.
I think what Chris does
By the
is he
time
looks very
Juve win that,
positive.
they'll
He
be
won't
8
dwell too
points
much
clear
on
of
this,
Lazio.
on this performance.
Of course, in the late 80s and early 90s, the Italian clubs were the top clubs in Europe.
Power.
On a Saturday morning around 10 o'clock,
Ricky
it
Miller.
used to be Football Italia on Channel 4, watch the highlights, which we used to do every Saturday morning unless we were travelling to a match far away.
Lincoln City almost there to what would be a massive 3 points in their quest for the league title. Habergan is the player hurt here.
So it's a committed challenge from both of the players. Maybe the knee of Messon going into the back of his calf or the knee area.
Well, Fletcher, the former Sunderland player, has been sent off on 89 minutes. But guess what? Knockout makes it 2-1 to Brighton and Hove Albany on 85 minutes.
Some discomfort here, though. Started out in
There's a
Norwich's
player down for
academy,
Lincoln
Habergan.
City,
He's certainly been a consistent player over the
and
last
it's
2
90
years.
minutes
Dan Cowley,
at
Braintree,
Vale
arguably
Park,
one of the
and it's
best
still
left-backs in the
Port Vale
division
2,
alongside
Bury
James Jennings, who was
2.
at Forest Green last season now.
Sheffield United, of course, top of the league.
And again, he's just continued that great form.
What
Great
a
partnership
game for
earlier on with
Gillingham
Nathan
to
Arnold
have tomorrow.
down
Of
that
course, we
left-hand side at the
lost
start
to
of
a
the season.
controversy of
Showed
a
his qualities
penalty
tonight,
in the
getting forward.
last minute
He's used his bench well tonight.
of that game.
Dan Cowley and substitutes have
United
come on.
in the
made a
90th
real
minute
difference.
plus injury time,
Squad have
right
had to really
at the
dig deep
last
tonight.
kick. And now we've got to go all the way to Bramall Lane, hoping to get something out of the game. Anything but a hammering. For someone was when Gillingham are up against it, have no chance of winning. They pull these little rabbits out the hat. Can they do it tomorrow? Fingers crossed.
No, he's a very positive man down in the offices when we go around towards the tunnel area. Just loads of quotes from famous people, and it's all positive. Everything's positive.
We are now in injury time. 6 minutes of injury time to be played here at Sincil Bank. Kicked away long. It's been an enthralling game indeed. End-to-end stuff, the way we like it. We've had a goal. We've had 2 of them. Just remember when you listen to football on Panini Football, at least you know the game's not going to be a 0-0 bore. You've only hit 1 so far. Otherwise, goals are plenty, interesting games, always intriguing football. Doesn't matter what level the game's at.
Just couldn't quite get the power behind the shot.
We do commentate on games on all levels, all 5 tiers. And we can bring it to you during the Champions League week. Weekdays, we do tend to drop to the North and South End Rama leagues. Yet to find anyone doing the radio broadcasts on the Southern and the Ryman League or the Northern League. I have looked but found nothing yet. Does Dover have a free kick?
Have conceded 2 goals less
Long
now
way
than
out,
Dover.
got to float this ball in.
We're still very much
Can
in
they
the
pull
promotion
one
hunt.
back?
Whatever happens in the
Not
closing
like that,
stages
they
here,
won't. I
and
think Lincoln
club
again
punching
are
above
going to
their
clear
weight.
it. All played in there. And they'll go out for a throw into Lincoln City out on their left.
Abraham really is struggling now.
Number 3 there, he's struggling. The doggy's pulled his hamstring.
Managing the squad
Might miss
going
2 or
forward in all
3
these
games.
for Lincoln City. The FA Cup coming up against Brighton and
Dover
Hove Albion,
going
still
to
in the
get for
FA
another
Trophy,
throw in.
going for a league title. It's going to be
Coming
tough
up,
to manage for the County
just
brothers.
over
Yeah, it
3
is, and
minutes left.
when you're on a great run of form and how successful they've been this season, you always look for those opportunities, and a player on the sideline, no disrespect, you sometimes look for an injury to get your opportunity to really go and show the manager. But for Reed to be injured, for Havergam to be injured now, you know, if they miss a period of games for him,
Long throw
this is
by
where you start to
Lincoln.
see have they got championship quality, not only in the starting 11, the whole squad.
Travel to Welling United, by the way, in the FA Trophy. That's on the 4th of February. Really is going to be fascinating to see if Dover can bounce back from this, if they can again surprise everyone and get in the playoffs, defy the odds.
Well, I think to be fair, Dover were up against it after Lincoln City coming into this game after that superb victory over Ipswich Town, winning that 1-0, getting into the 4th round of the FA Cup.
Fire them into promotion, and
Certainly not the lowest ranked teams. The lowest ranked team left in this tournament, of course, is Sutton United. The last time Sutton United reached the FA Cup is when they, of course, beat Coventry 2-1 at Golden Green. Of course, then they went to Carrow Road and got hammered 8-0, comfortably put out of the cup. Of course, Norwich City reached the semi-finals, losing to Everton on a very sad day indeed that year.
Both games at home as well, knocking Ipswich Town of the Championship out of the FA Cup.
I remember it like it was only
And now
yesterday.
about to go 5 points clear at the top of the
I'm
national.
certainly not going to mention what happened in the other semi-final, because you all know what happened in that final, as Lincoln takes kick in the sideline half, over on the right, looking for 3. I don't think they'll matter. Still playing at Brighton and Hove Albion. They've got 6 minutes plus injury time. Down the right now with Lincoln.
Lincoln next in action on Tuesday.
Well, first result in of the night: Port Vale 2, Bury 2.
Live on BT Sport, that one. And next,
That will help Gillingham out.
Braintree.
We need a team picking up points.
Dover take on John McCarthy's playoff hopefuls.
We're level on points with Northampton, 2 points behind Port Vale. We're now, 5 points clear of Bury in the last relegation place, and 4 points clear of Bury. A win tomorrow would move us into 15th above Port Vale. I mean, I'll take a point at Bramall Lane. As I'm concerned, if Gillingham can put all their men behind, put all their level plays and play for the 0-0, suits me fine.
Healy. Get it through to Lafayette.
As Lincoln play down their right, that should be offside. No, it goes back to the keeper. Kicked long.
Miller.
We're into that 6 minutes of injury time, now heading to 7 minutes of injury time.
Essam's ball into the area.
And there'll be a free kick to Lincoln City, and I think be the first booking of the game. He's certainly going to get booked for that challenge.
The yellow card shown here to
Yeah,
Magri.
good decision from the referee.
Expecting the final whistle.
Sam Magui gets the first booking of the game. Mistime challenge. Just a mistime challenge. No more, no less. As when this ball is kicked, it will be full time, and another 3 points to Lincoln City what has been a phenomenal week for Graham Taylor's
To the 8th
former
minute of added
team.
time here. Been waiting
He
patiently
sadly
these Lincoln
passed
City
away
fans
last
for
week.
this final whistle.
Here he goes, victory to Lincoln.
More evidence that Lincoln
There you
City
go,
mean
3
business.
points to Lincoln City,
The league leaders go
2-0. And what a goal from Hawk Ridge with a lovely goal. The ball comes out to him just outside the box and he puts it into the left. A lovely, lovely low shot. Beautiful goal indeed. And that's that. 3 points to Lincoln City. They're well on their way for a return to the Football League. And Brighton Hove Albany still in second place in the Championship, but beaten Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. And there was a third red card for Hutchinson, second bookable defence, right on the 6 minutes of injury time. So Sheffield Wednesday finished losing 2-1 and 2 men light. Of course, tomorrow we should be back with a Yorkshire derby, that game at Oakwell Park between Barnsley and Leeds United. It's going to be a good one. You know, I know Man City v Tottenham's going to be an absolutely top game, but for me, a Yorkshire derby in the Championship, Leeds United playing some sensational football. And Barnsley have been absolutely superb. Could I see Barnsley winning that game? Not at all. I do see it as a Leeds victory, but I wish both teams all the best. I'm the neutral. I'm going to leave it there and say thank you very much once again for dropping by, listening in. And all I'm going to say is good evening and goodbye.